Okay, we are back once again, and joining me today is John Sciacchitano, the man, the legend, and soon to be a major motion picture. What's going on, John?
Hey Tony, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Thanks
Good
for the
morning,
great
everybody.
introduction.
Of course, you are. You are a legend in your own right. Um, John, you are our director of customer success over here at Sales and Orders.
That is right.
Tell me a little bit about what that means.
Yeah, so basically, my department is responsible for making sure that our customers, our paying customers and our freemium customers are all happy and getting the most they can out of our platform. So anything from setting up their account to onboarding them and then just to ongoing support or ongoing management of their campaigns.
Awesome. How are you doing during all this craziness? It seems the days are starting to really blend together now.
Yeah. I mean, we're doing okay over here. We've been trying to just, get through it one day at a time, just trying to get outside. I mean, today it looks like a pretty nasty day outside, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah, the rain kind of
But
just started.
As much as possible, we've been trying to get fresh air, just make sure our kitchen is stocked and that we're comfortable while we have to stay away from other people.
Sure, of course. Yeah, we just went on a nature hike the other day. It was actually really nice. So Jen found a couple trails over here that we can walk with the kids and take the dog. Obviously, you have a dog too, don't you?
I do. Yeah. His name is Isaac. He's just turned 5. He's a chocolate Labradoodle.
He is beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He's a stunning. He's a well photographed pup. Now, John, I kind of wanted to switch gears a little bit here because been talking about advertising a lot with a lot of our staff, and we have a couple other people coming up, and we're going to be and I really wanted to get into the topic of leadership and being
Okay.
that you oversee and kind of mentor the largest group of Sandos, as we like to call them here, not employees, but we are Sandos. Tell me a little bit about like things that you're doing now, things that you're trying, or think maybe even new things or unique things that you're doing to ensure that you're keeping, I mean, the team morale up as well, but also just time management, task management. Even just I know that we have, for example, we have Nikki who just joined Sales and Orders and she's brand new, so maybe even some of like the difficulties or tribulations of having to kind of deal with the situation that we're in and then managing such a large team.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's definitely been an adjustment. Just from going to being, feet away from everyone on the team to being miles and miles away without being able to, turn around and see how everyone's doing or turn around and, like make a general announcement. Everything is digital now and, I have to get everyone together. Everyone's working from home. So everyone's schedules are, different than they were. So it has been an adjustment, but I mean, I think us as a team, or as a company, we're in a really good place to just pivot to this and really with no interruption in our day-to-day for the most part. But some adjustments that we've had to make just to make sure that we're all, still communicating and, staying close and staying up to date with everything that's going on throughout the team. I mean, I set up a daily team meeting. So every day the whole team gets together on a video conference like this. And, we just discuss the day, any concerns, or just sometimes we just, talk about, nothing on work related. And on top of that, I mean, when we were in the office, we were doing frequent like team building things. So we had to figure out how to pivot that over to, doing it from home. So I kind of looked to other members of the team to kind of spearhead some of those initiatives. So we've been doing that every couple of weeks. We've been just like kind of doing fun trivia, like on a Wednesday afternoon, just about the whole team. Like we someone came up with silly questions, sent them out to the whole team, and we just got together for an hour and see if we can guess who answered what. So it's just really important to just make sure that the least amount is changing because of this. I don't want, communication to drop off. I don't want, the closeness of the team to drop off because of a situation that we can't really control. But what we can control is just how much communication we still have with each other and how much we still, bond as a team. So I've been making sure to keep that going while we're all working from home.
Awesome. Now, as a director, and director especially as of customer success, that kind of, I definitely think that's something that will resonate for e-commerce merchants, any kind of business owner, really, because I think during these tough times, customer success or the success of people, really, and obviously we're a people first company, so tell me a little bit about how you drive success for customers, or how you feel like driving success for people, and how you necessarily kind of differentiate that from a business to a business, or how e-commerce businesses or other business owners might be able to bring that into their culture in a way, I guess.
Yeah, sure. So it's really important for us that we understand our customer and our customer's business and their goals. And I would say that would be my advice to any business owner. Every business has customers. Understand your customer, because you want your customer to be happy. If you understand what their goals are and you understand their business, you can, think outside of the box. You can come up with, good ideas that maybe they didn't think of, and just be proactive. If you understand your customer, you can be proactive and, just bring them ideas and bring them things to keep them happy, and just to make sure that, they know that they are getting, value out of the service that you're providing. So that's always what we've really lived by. And right now during this, current situation, that's really been showing, I think, on my team, because just the empathy that I'm seeing from my team regarding their customers, because we have customers that are in a bunch of different situations. Some are doing better than they've ever done because of this, which is great. But on the other hand, obviously there are people who are struggling, who, whether their niche is not in demand right now, or whether they are at 25% staff or 50% staff in their warehouse. So we've just had to keep that in mind, and we have to make sure that what we are suggesting and the service that we're providing is sensitive to the situation that every customer is in, because we're not looking to just keep things status quo. We understand that right now is a time that we have to adjust, because if the customer is adjusting their business, that means that we have to adjust how we work with that customer. And I think we've been doing pretty well at that, and I'm pretty proud of the team.
That's awesome. Have you gotten any? I mean, I have. I mean, I've personally gotten a feedback, and I know that some of our staff members have. I know Arthur got. I mean, somebody was invited, somebody was said that they would. A customer of ours was going to buy them a vacation after all this was said and done. I think that's really cool. We're getting some really cool personal praise from people. And has there been anything unique that has stood out to you when it came to that kind of stuff?
Yeah, definitely. There definitely has been. Just like the example you mentioned, where that customer told Arthur that he was going to buy him and his wife a vacation after we got through all of this. So we'll see about that. But he has to get the time off approved though. I'm just kidding. But
a true director, a manager of people.
We've had a lot like that. No other ones like that that crazy and that out of the box. But we've had a lot of really good responses to the account managers about how we're handling the situation with our customers.
Awesome. That's really great. I don't know if you got to see some of it, but Microsoft sent us some really cool stuff.
Backpacks?
Yeah, so we got some backpacks, we got some awesome tumblers, we even got some power banks.
Can I
We got
get
hooked
dibs
up
on
a
one
little
of the
bit.
backpacks?
Yeah, no, we're gonna be doing. So we're doing a little bit of a giveaway soon for everybody on the team. We're gonna be doing like that, our Sandal of the Month type of situation. So we're
Okay.
gonna be going through all that. Of course, couldn't get it delivered to the office because there ain't nobody at the office.
Right.
And knowing our team, they would have seen that stuff and they're like, ooh, and then there would have been nothing left. So it's just really great that, we have partners, we have customers that are really, going out of their way to support us and do things, I guess, that you wouldn't necessarily expect out of them,
Yeah.
This
On
is just
that
on a
same
whim.
note, Microsoft, our partners at Microsoft sent me a Uber Eats gift card,
They did as well
digital
to me
Uber
too.
Eats
Yeah,
gift card
that's right.
a week or so ago.
What'd you get with your Uber Eats?
I think I got Italian food.
Of course you did.
Yeah, yeah. There's this really great Italian restaurant close by that my wife and I love. So usually when we order it, and that's what we get.
Nice. Jen and I went with ramen. We did a ramen night, couple apps. So very much thank you to Mauricio and Jody and everybody over at Microsoft for hooking us up. Aaron, everybody. It was very much appreciated. It was certainly a nice little bright spot in an otherwise slightly darkened atmosphere out there, I guess,
Yes,
right?
yes. Thank you guys.
Now, John, I did want to switch gears a little bit here because I really want to talk about something serious because I'm looking at this camera and I'm looking at at you and I can't really distinguish who is who anymore because so for anybody that doesn't know, John and I are apparently indistinguishable in appearance. So most people, and I haven't necessarily gotten to experience this personally, but I know John has. And John has a great story, and I have to have everybody has to share it. You have to share this story. I love it. It's every once in a while when I'm feeling down, this is one of the stories that picks me back up.
Okay, sure.
Please go ahead. Say
All
it.
right. So, Tony and Greg and Brian, I think, those are Greg and Brian are our co-founders. So Tony, Greg, and Brian were at the Google Premier Partner Awards, I believe, right?
Brian didn't get to go, unfortunately.
Okay.
Brian is still not moving so good from his hip, but yeah, it was
Okay,
me and
so-
Greg. But go ahead.
So Greg and Tony were there. We won the shopping award, and they went up to accept the award, and it was all videotaped, and then it was shared. The video was shared with the company. So I sent the video to my mom and my dad, just to tell them, hey, look at what my company did. This is a big deal. And my mom my mom was like, wow, you look great up there on the stage. And I was like, that's not me. That's Tony.
And the winner is Sales. All right.
So according to my own mother, me and Tony look exactly alike.
Oh my God. Oh, good Lord. That is too funny. And just to make you feel a little bit better, John, my mom did the same exact thing. I showed her a picture. She and it wasn't something. It was a picture of the company, and then she pointed. She was like, "Oh, I've never seen that shirt or something on you before." I'm like, "Mom, that's John. That's not me. It must be the beard. It must be the Italian. Hey, yeah. What's going on? That's just. I guess it just kind of happens.
Yeah.
But good. I'm glad. We get some. Man, through all this, throughout everything. I think the most important thing, and although the most important thing, is health and safety, and of course social distancing, flattening the curve, everything along those lines. But I take I take solace in the fact that there is still an opportunity to laugh often enough. Excuse me, often enough to just make everything kind of just go away for a few moments. Granted, some of us are kind of used to this, kind of used to working from home. I'm certainly used to working from home. My wife stays home with the kids, and she's feeling it, but it hasn't really changed for us much. It's very much like Groundhog's Day, but we were so ingrained and used to that and everything like that. So taking out that laughter, being able to like laugh and have a good time, still spend time with my kids and everything has really been a great thing. Has there been anything for you specifically working from home that has kind of just made it that much easier, that much better?
I mean, yeah, there are obvious benefits for me from working from home. I've been able to, I don't have to, my wife and I are both working from home. So we're both home right now. I have this little guest room with a desk and a computer to myself. And she's been working, on the other side of the house pretty much. But basically, just being able to not have to leave the dog home alone all day is really nice. Being able to just walk out into the kitchen, prepare lunch, just like some of those easy things, just being able to, just not having to commute is also good. Saving money on gas, because my commute is, pretty long to get to the office.
Yeah, you're in the boonies in relative comparison,
Not in the boonies, but I live far from the office.
Well, I'm kind of in the boonies too. Julie actually lives up the road over here, and while people are like, "Oh, you're from it can't be too hard from getting out of Northport," and I said it's a landlocked town that it's 20 minutes to a parkway just to get to the parkway, and you're out in Yaphank, which is, basically end of the world when it comes to Long Island.
No,
but it's
not
closer
even close.
But you're originally from Mattituck, right?
Yeah.
So that's even further out there.
Yeah.
You're out by Splish Splash.
Yeah, that's farther east than Splish Splash, Mattituck.
Oof. Yeah, it's like it's like Splish Splash then Mattituck.
Yeah.
Oh man, just it is what it is at this point, right?
Yeah, but to your point about being able to take a second, laugh, still enjoy everything that's going on. One thing that I've been making sure that I'm doing, and I'm also just encouraging my wife to do, is to take a pause from reading the news for, a couple of hours, half a day.
Yes.
So it's obviously super important to stay up to date and to stay informed, but you could go, 12 hours without looking at the news and everything will still be okay.
Right.
So it's really important to just, delete your news app for a day. Don't turn on the TV. Don't turn on,
don't
channel 4, channel 5.
Yeah.
Just try to think about other things. I know it's so hard. It's like impossible.
Well, it's because it's right here too, because we're all completely connected to our phones. Even us, when in relation to how we help our customers, even our entire staff spends, probably a good 20% of their time on their phones, using that to work for their customers. Finding, because if they're doing something on their computer, they can quickly switch over here and do something extra. But for example, I have a Pixel, and I swipe to the right, and I suddenly have my Discover feed, and I read and it's weird because it doesn't change that often, but I wind up checking it 15, 20 times a day, and I'm reading the same articles over and over again. And I get what you're saying, because it's like, cut the cord a little bit, to take it down a notch. And I think that's an incredibly important piece of advice that I use for anybody, business owners especially.
Yeah, for sure. And it's crazy some of the things that have come out of this. Obviously every time you look at the news, it's about COVID-19, and it's about, the number of people that are infected, and their, the ratio of, per 1,000, how many are infected. Some people have noticed this and everyone's noticed that it's just, a drag to just read this all the time. And I don't know if you saw, but John Krasinski from The Office and from Jack Ryan, he made a web series called Some Good News. I think it's called Some Good News, where he just takes, stuff that happened because of this and other things that are good news. And he just makes like a quick 10, 15-minute positive news show. Basically that's funny and it just doesn't have any bad news in it. It's just all good news.
That's very important, and there's always going to be some positivity that we can always find in anything. There's positivity in the fact that we have an incredible group of brave men and women out there on the front line, first responders. I mean, a big shout out to SUNY Downstate that we started working with. We're working with a lot of foundations and charities right now, just trying to support not only the front line, but also just people in general. People are going hungry. People need help. People need jobs. And if you can find all that positivity, everybody together, it is only by together that we're all going to be able to get through this and all going to be able to get out the very end.
And we have some of our Sandoz spouses are, those people. So like Arthur's wife works in a hospital. I've been, really, really trying to just touch base with him about how they're doing and how she's doing on a daily basis. So shout out to Lan, she's, according to Arthur, she's been, working so hard and she's been, amazing, which I don't doubt. I've met her a few times. She's great. And also, I mean, I'm sure there's more that I don't really know. And I know that we have some teachers as well.
Yep.
So Keith's wife is a teacher. I know that she's working from home, which is obviously must be a big, adjustment from going into a classroom.
Yep.
So shout out to her as well, Danny. Really great.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Lone's wife, our VP of sales. Lona works in the hospital. She's a nurse, I believe. My neighbor's a teacher, and she's starting to go a little nuts with having to do everything online. So I feel for them, and they're really, it's just absolutely incredible to hear that they're still doing it. They're still going to work. They're still fighting the good fight. And it's a testament to how strong people are in general. John, I've had an absolute wonderful time chatting with you today. I don't want to stop, but at the same note, I know you have a lot of work to do. I know I have a lot of work to do. I know I have another, I'm going to be interviewing Herman pretty soon.
Nice.
So I'm excited to do that. I'm going to be talking about affiliate marketing. Now, talking about that like that, is it really quick? Is there anything that, to go back into the whole e-commerce realm and talking about e-commerce and talking about how business owners can now begin to leverage certain things that are going on, or even just what aspects of their business should they be focusing on? How should they moderate their advertising or anything like that? Is there anything that you'd like to end with that you would just like a last like glimmer parting advice or tips, anything along those lines?
Yeah, there is. And it's kind of standard advice, across the board, even if we are not in a pandemic like we are. And that is, let the data tell you what to do and what decisions to make. And it's important to remember that, always, but right now I think it's extremely important, rather than letting the news tell you what they think you should do. I mean, unless you're getting, a mandated shutdown by your local government or your city, obviously, you have to do what you have to do. But other than that, just let the data tell you what you should do. Whether, it might tell you that it's best to stop advertising right now, but it also might tell you that it's best to, ramp up your advertising. Like we've seen, depending on the niche, really strong conversion rates, really low CPCs, really great click-through rates. So let the data tell you what to do. If you have an account manager, lean on your account manager for advice. They are in this and they are gonna, steer you in the right direction.
Yes, absolutely. Make data-driven decisions. Do not let fear or uncertainty sway your decision making, because the data is empirical. It will tell you everything. And you said they have to stop, or if they have. The biggest thing is a lot of these merchants just have had to make micro adjustments. And I know our staff has worked really hard to come up with unique out of the box ways to adapt to that. But I mean, you nailed it right on the head for me. You saw me cheering. I couldn't have said it better myself, honestly. Excellent. Love it. All right, John, you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your afternoon. Keep up what you're doing. Try not to go too crazy. I know it can be But anyway, so in any case, everybody, again, thank you so much for joining us today. John Sciacchitano, our Director of Customer Success. If you haven't gotten a chance, check out some of our other videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out in the description below. I'm going to be sharing some of the GoFundMe pages and some of the charitable organizations and companies that we're working with right now, just to help people navigate and get through this. And we're all going to do it together. So everybody have a wonderful rest of your whatever, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world.
Thanks for having me, Tony.
Anytime, John. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.